BODDAMN. In this video, I'm going to show you what I picked up from Costco. Not a crazy haul or anything like that, but what I am buying from Costco to stay lean throughout the summer. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris with the BODDAMN channel. This channel is all about food, fitness, and how to live an active, healthy lifestyle. So it's real quick in this video. We're going to go through this like kind of mini haul. I think I spent 200 bucks or so, but I also bought dog food. So there's some of that as dog food. But I spent some money and we got some healthy foods and a couple not so healthy things. But I'm gonna show that to you here in this vlog. And if you enjoy this, put a comment down below, hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. All right, so we'll get right to it in no real particular order, although I'll leave the crappy stuff towards the end. And it's not like totally crappy, but you know, when you go to Costco, you get tempted. And one of the best things to do is when you go shopping at Costco, if you want to stay lean for the summer, then go in with a good meal in your stomach, right? Don't go in hungry, because it's just proven that you're just gonna buy a ton of bad stuff. I think when you see the bad things that I bought, you'll probably think like that's not that bad. But anyway, let's get to the first stuff. So obviously Costco is a very good place to get meats, and I'm so happy that they finally have 4 pounds of grass-fed and finished beef. So obviously there's cubes, and I cut one cube out. But yeah, there's 3 of these in a saddle pack, if you may, and each one has 1.33 pounds of meat inside, which is great. It's grass-fed and finished beef, which is amazing. So what a deal for around $23 at Costco. I think that's what it was. And yeah, I had to pick it up because, you know, that's such a good deal. I mean, if you take a look around, if you go to farmers markets, for example, a pound of this will be about $11, you know, from a farmer, and that's fine too, you know. But now Costco finally has grass-fed and finished beef, 85.15, which is great. So like, you know, when you eat meals like this plus a little bit of a sauce and some rice, some broccoli, you have kind of a complete meal right there. So I like this. Also, when I make pasta or stuff like that, I like to use ground turkey, and also I like to use ground turkey with rice and lemon pepper, things like that. So this obviously is very, very lean. So when I make meals with ground turkey, there was 2 of these in the pack, right? I already, you know, cut the other one off. But for 20 bucks, you get 3 pounds of ground turkey at Costco, and this is organic as well, so that's really important. But yeah, I'll basically put this with rice, some lemon pepper seasoning, maybe a little bit of sauce of some sort, and then a half or a whole avocado, you know, and then some vegetables. So that would make a pretty good meal right there. I also put it in pasta sauce and obviously over spaghetti or rotini noodles or something like that. This is a good deal at Costco. You got to pick it up. Obviously, when you go to Costco, bananas are a good deal, so I had to pick up some bananas because I use those for smoothies. I mean, everyone does. Now, the last week when I went to Costco, I bought organic dates, and they have 2 varieties over there. And you might be thinking, first of all, dates, like that's really good for just natural energy, right? But they're chock full of great nutrients, and they have different taste profiles too, depending on which one you get. So at the Costco here in Austin, Texas, they have organic medjool dates, and they also have these Deglet Noor ones at Costco, and they have a completely different taste profiles. So I bought the medjool ones last week. I like those way better. It's like a caramel, rich, sugary kind of flavor, typically stuff that you would put in a smoothie. Whereas a Deglet Noor, and I decided to buy this one this time, which was $4 less than the other one, and you do get more, but this is better for baking, you know, trail mix, things like that, but I'll put it in smoothies, whatever. But I can't wait to get back to my other dates that I bought last week, and those were $11.99 for like half of what you're seeing here, whereas this was $8 for this whole tub, right? One of the things I was doing last week also was experimenting with using dates as like a pre-workout enhancer. So I was using 4 dates before every one of my workouts, 30 minutes before I got into the gym in the morning. So technically it did break my fast too. But I do feel as if physique is coming along pretty good this summer. So using things like this in my everyday. We also have Kevin's meals. Now Costco usually has 3 or 4 different Kevin's meals just sitting there, and each one will be just different by like a long shot, right? Some will have more sugars than others, some will use sesame oil, some will use some sunflower oil. So I like Kevin's meals because they're good as a pinch meal. And so this is not something I'm super proud about, because typically I do make my own foods. And by the way, in the freezer, and I'm not gonna take it out, but we do have some organic chicken strips or tenders, you know, but they're not prepped or anything. I have to put them on the grill, and I have to put some seasoning on there and everything like that. And that's usually how I want to do my chicken when I put it over things or into dishes. I want to control all the ingredients, which is basically chicken, spices, and maybe some honey drizzled on top at the final part of the smoking process. But in a pinch situation, I like Kevin's, and I like how the oils, right? And they're not the greatest oils for you, but they're like way down in the ingredient list, meaning there's very little of it, right? So I do like this brand. And if you go to grocery stores, you'll find kind of like half amounts of this. But if you go to Costco, you'll find some big ones like these. And this was only 10 bucks for, I think it's like 2 pounds of chicken in here. It has a chimichurri sauce and all that kind of stuff. I don't even use all the sauce. So yeah, it's really good in a pinch meal. This over rice with some avocado on top or some other healthy, olive oil or something. This is pretty good. And then you add your veggies accordingly. So in a pinch situation, I like using this brand typically. Obviously a pinch situation means I'm short on time, or there's some constraints of some sort in my day, or I have to fall asleep quicker than normal. So then, food prepping is kind of not an option, right? It's too bad that this isn't organic, but I'm gonna wash the crap out of it. Obviously, you need to wash all your rice as much as possible. And the way you wash rice is pretty simple. You basically take the dry rice, you put water on it, and then you just swish it around for probably a minute or two until the water becomes clear. You constantly dump it out. It's kind of like you're panning for gold, except you're just panning for carbs. Something like that. Anyway, so this is jasmine rice. I have basmati rice in my kind of pantry thing, and I don't like it that much when it comes out of the rice cooker, although it's organic and that's great. I still wash that rice a lot too, but this one's straight from Thailand. This is jasmine rice, and this was 25 bucks for a 25-pound bag, or maybe $17 for a 25-pound bag. So it's a lot of rice. It's gonna last me probably half a year, but I like jasmine rice a little bit better. I'm just trying to figure out ways to make it like extra fluffy and extra good. So yeah, jasmine rice was definitely a pickup at Costco. Something I'm not terribly proud about, but if you think about this in the grand scheme of like snack foods, right? This isn't the worst thing to buy. And that is this right here. This is Zach's Mighty Organic Avocado Oil Jalapeno Lime Tortilla Chips. That's quite a mouthful. Now these things are like crack. They're addicting. They're really good, but you're gonna be paying for the sodium cost in here. And obviously, being jalapeno, and it has jalapeno powder and all that kind of stuff, it could irritate your gut a little bit, but it is pretty good. And the chips are really strong, so they're great for dipping salsas or guacamole or something like that. I like this. I mean, if there's gonna be something bad that I buy, it's gonna be something that's healthy bad, right? And so this is what I picked up from Costco. I forgot what the price is, but I think it's only like $6. A giant bag. It's super addicting, but it's not the worst snack. Does that make sense? But it's not something I'm super proud about. But you can't just sit there and put your foot to the gas all the time when you're trying to get lean. You have to at least have some cheat meals and some cheat snacks. So this isn't the worst thing that I could have bought. All right, there are 2 more items, and please hit the like button. Let's get the BODDAMN channel blowing up if we can. I'm gonna put some time into this channel this year. So if you're enjoying this kind of stuff, maybe you're learning a thing or two, then hit the like button, all right? You can put a comment if you wanna be really bold. All right, so here's something else I'm not super proud about, but in a pinch situation, this is gonna be good. So this is basically smoked pork back ribs, all right? This is the first time I've ever seen them at Costco. It does say to heat them up in this plastic, which that kind of, ticks me off a little bit. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to bypass all that and still keep the moisture in this thing, because I don't like heating up anything in plastic. Preheat oven at 200 degrees. Keep product in packaging and place on an oven-safe tray, and then come back like an hour later. I don't know if I want all that on my meat. For a pinch meal, this is not the worst thing. Now, if you slather it with barbecue sauce that's terrible for you, that's a different story. But that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the store and get a super healthy barbecue sauce, and that's what I'm gonna drizzle on top of this. So, pinch meal number 2, not super proud about it, but man, compared to the other things that are at Costco, the fried options and the things that are overloaded with cheese and this is not the worst thing to have. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not the worst thing to have. And we'll cap it off with something super, super healthy, strawberries. It's all in season right now. $7 gets you this giant tub of strawberries. Whereas if I go to a grocery store nearby, I'll spend $5 on half the amount. Does it make sense? So I'm like saving $2 in the long run. And these are really nice Driscoll's organic strawberries. You still want to wash them, but yeah, terrific, sweet snack right there. So are the dates, but and so are the bananas. But at the end of the day, it's all about having healthy options at your house and a couple good pinch meals that aren't the worst things possible, right? So that way, on the pinch meals, you're kind of feeling like it's a cheat meal, but it's not really a cheat meal. Make sense? Okay, so that was the last find. If you like this video, then hit the like button, comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.